WEFM, the new fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
I was wondering what that was. What kind of love song Maka playing so in the morning?
Is that?
I thought it was some kind of love song instrumental. Like, what going on? Today's the anniversary or something. Anyways, good morning, SVG. We are back with you for another day. It is DJ Maka, myself, Roleza Samuel, and Nicole Joseph Jin. Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning. Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and everyone far and wide, and morning to my Pally Studios, my studio Pallies.
How you doing?
I good. What about all you? It's Monday. I real good. You know the usual Monday walk cry, right? I am great.
Oh, Lord, I don't know about you, but I could be back in my bed.
I know Nicole getting ready for Carnival, eh?
Why are you judging me?
How things shaping up though? Because
It's looking nice.
this year, yeah.
Oh my! And do you know it's earlier next year? It's actually like early February next year. It's like 7th and 8th or something crazy like that.
Uh-huh.
But it is early this year. And to be honest with you all, I am not that much of a carnival person.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that I love about carnival. So let me tell you what I love. Well, you know, Calypso Fiesta down in Skinner Park.
Mm.
I love that. I love Panorama. I love Pan Finals. I don't really do the fets. I support the schools, but I'm not the fetter. I'm not a fet. It's not a feta.
Also, you still prefer the more traditional aspects of carnival. Okay.
I love the traditional aspects. I love the art form. I love the camboulet. I'll get up early out of my bed to go and see the camboulet. I will do things like that.
What's camboulet?
Camboulet is the story of the origin of carnival out of the plantation and into the streets. So it is the reenactment of the actual protests in the plantations and why it became something that came out into the streets. So it's really a story, and it's storytelling with a lot of visual stuff. So it started with Pearline Ju Springer, who is one of our historic icons in the history world of theater and performing arts. And I always feel so excited because she taught me drama in school. Not that I did anything about it. But she has taken that tradition into the street. So it's heavily sponsored, heavily supported. It's a lovely tourism event. Happens on the Friday before Carnival, 4 o'clock in the morning. You get up and you see this beautiful enactment or reenactment. Kind of sad, but it brings you out into the slavery dialogue, the plantation dialogue, the freedom, the carnival, the expression, but it brings all the old theatrical characters together as well, like the Dame Lorraine, the Period Grenade, and all of these. So it's something you should Google, the Canboulay, Canboulay, and it really translates, Anglophone, it translates to Burning of the Queen.
Okay.
All right, what about the pan?
Oh God, I love Pan. So last week, Friday, was the school's junior panorama preliminaries. And that's amazing. So, I mean, I love when Pan starts in the schools, because what it does is that, again, it shows you those intergenerational traditions, and it shows you where the future of Pan comes, you know. So I missed that on Friday, and I was hurt to miss it because I have nieces and nephews who are Pan players, not necessarily my blood, but I have a few blood nieces and nephews, but a lot of friends' children play in the pans in the school. So I missed that, but that's a big, big, big thing. The other thing I love is the kings and queens of Carnival on the Thursday, 2 Thursday nights before Carnival, the official Carnival. And that is magical to see. You actually see the costumes. And what I do is I like to go behind the scenes. I'm a behind the scenes kind of girl. And behind the scenes, you see the kings and queens getting into their costumes. You see some of the pain that they've gone through to make these costumes. Some of them make their costumes. Some of them tell you that they had all the money they had, they spent it in making their costume to enter this amazing competition. And you see the magic of their costume design. You see their input. You see how their families come to support. And sometimes these are elderly people. I remember one time years ago, we met this older man. His name was Ezekiel, and Ezekiel said he made his costume. The costume was put from hell. And I kid you not, he used lovely foam. He used all kinds of things to make this fire seem real on this styrofoam, and all the design and the painting and the murals on it. So when you think about Carnival, it's really not just about Monday and Tuesday and the art on the road. And thanks for asking. I am not the fetter, but only come and go to some of the cultural events with me.
Yeah, we have to book a flight and come down.
Come.
All right. Well, it's so good to hear that a lot of the traditional aspects of Carnival is being maintained, and the history, that reenactment of the history is still being done, especially for the younger generation. So they'd have an appreciation of Carnival being more than just a fit, right? All righty. So let's get into a few things. I know earlier this morning when we did our intro, we mentioned that there were some hikers who had to stay overnight in the Hermitage area, but
I was wondering if these people are local people or people who came in.
probably I don't know. They didn't. I don't think that it stated whether or not they were local, but they had to have. Well, I want to believe that they were being led by some locals were in the midst. But just to note that they have been found. It's confirmed that all the hikers are safe and at home. Police have confirmed. All right. So what a nice little adventure they had yesterday.
Well, I am.
Nice adventure and loss.
I mean,
I am happy to hear that.
is that I don't really know in SVG can we actually truly be lost? You know, we've heard of
You
persons
can't be
going
lost
into
in the mountain.
I've heard of persons quote unquote being lost, but they've been found eventually, right? So I suppose that's a plus for us having people who are familiar with the terrain and the territories and SVG and so forth. But I'm happy to hear that there thing. But it's a good story to be able to tell, you know.
Well, can I just tell you about? Can I
Uh-huh.
tell you about the flip side of that in Trinidad? Because there were hiking events this weekend as well, but they didn't go so well because the rains came, and one hiker in the group, she actually got swept away by the currents from the swell of the water inside of the river in the forest, and they found her body yesterday.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
that's the flip side of a good story. I'm so happy that everyone came out alive and that they were able to be found. You know, sometimes it's all nice when you go on a hike. And I've been on hikes already where it's nice weather, very promising environment, and suddenly one little drop of rain or something, and you see a whole transformation of that environment.
Yeah, and I've hiked in Trinidad too before, but I find hiking in Trinidad a little different for me. But I won't go into that today. All right, but happy to know that everybody is safe, and I think one of the important things to always remember, like whenever it is that you're going hiking, there's a thing that we did, is that we would report to the police station before we started the hike. And when we came back down, we would let them know that we came back down safely. So at least authorities would be aware of where we are and that we're safe. So in this case, I'm not quite sure what the details are, but just happy to know that everybody is safe. All right. So let's just quickly get into the subject that of our discussion this morning. We only have a few minutes, like 5 minutes though, but throwing it out to Nicole and Maka. So Nicole and Maka, if you all had property in Kingstown and in, for your case, Port of Spain, would you sell your property?
Well,
Be truthful. Let me hear, because you say this.
To be honest, once the money is right.
Yeah.
Once the money is
So
right.
your great grandparents have gotten this property. It's passed down to your parents, and it's now passed down to you. Once the money is right, you would sell.
Of course.
Nicole?
I would set it up as a trust. And the reason I will do that is because I have nieces and nephews. And I would want intergenerationally to keep something that is as priceless as property that is sitting in a prime place. I laugh at because not recently, a few years ago, a big celebrity offered to purchase the property of one of my dear friends, the father of my dear friend. And they came on board and they asked about the property, and then they asked about a mortgage. And we started to laugh because we're thinking, if it is that you're so wealthy and you want to own something that is so high in appreciation value, why do you want a mortgage? But anyway, the point is, it has to be in trust for my future generations. Whatever they do with it, that's them, eh? But I would put it in trust.
All right. I feel your great grandparents would beat you, Maka. Right?
No, I don't believe so.
I believe that they would beat you. And so this story actually stemmed from an article on Searchlight, right? Searchlight newspaper. There is a lady who has a house directly opposite Games Bookstore, North River Road. And she's 63 years and she says that she would not sell her house even for $1 million. She's not going to sell. Now, this house is sandwiched between two buildings that have multiple levels, right? One is 3 floors. Well, depending on how you count the floors, but it's 3 floors, and the other one looks like at least it has 2, right? And she's saying that she is not selling. Even if somebody comes and offers her $1 million, she is not selling. And I am actually in agreement with Nicole, and I'm in agreement with many of the other persons who commented under the post, because I think one of the things that we have to note is the changing faces of ownership of property in Kingstown, right? We're not seeing a lot of Black Vincentians. And of course, I am not trying to say anything against the other races or the other ethnicities, but we're not seeing a lot of Black ownership of businesses or property in Kingstown anymore. And while it is that I can appreciate, yes, getting $1 million in your hand as a one-off.
This lady is 63 years old, right? So selling the property and, getting a cheaper property, you got some money in your hand.
No, but then you see, that's my whole thing is that if you are to sell that property, I mean, she just never know. She can never know what it is her inheritors will do with it, right? But to me, is when you have property like that, you have to, as I keep saying sometimes, you have to make it work for you. You have to make it work for the generations to come. Now, you can rent it out, you can lease it, you can fix it up or whatever the case might be. But for me, especially Black Vincentians, do not sell. Do not sell, right? If you rent and you lease, then everybody is able to benefit for generations to come. But if you sell it for $1 million, you get that one-off payment. It's only going to benefit you in this lifetime. But what about the lifetime of your children who are there to come afterwards?
They will get their own.
But how are they going to get their own after you don't get this $1 million and maybe you splurge? Also, you're not. So you
remember,
think
I'm 63 years old.
But Maka, what about my health? And what about my other things? And what about all the other things that would have preceded us for our grandparents and great-grandparents to own this property before it translated into prime property? Believe you me, it's always nothing. It's always just a piece of land or just a house. But when it translates into prime property, that's where the difference lies, right? Now, I hear your argument. She's 63. Okay, maybe she can use the money to do other things. But what if she already has those means and really, really is being pressured to sell?
But what if she don't?
No, but she, okay, so she's saying that she is quite happy where she is, right? She has no problem with being there. She says she loves town and all of that. But I think that way too many persons think about the benefits within their own lifetime, as opposed to setting up for the generations to come, right? Why is it that we're thinking that, okay, it's just that she could sell it, she could go and live somewhere else, she could go on a cruise, she could go on a vacation, she could do whatever, right? But the money is going to be spent. The money is going
short
to be
term, very short term.
You go and you get a property, let's say in the countryside, for maybe like $500,000. You are not going to see the value of that in the long run, in the long term, So We're gonna have to take this up as we have to.
Before we go though, here, I'm just gonna read out a response from somebody. If they're offering 1 million, then it's really worth 5 million.
Quite possibly, and it's worth 5 million today. But in 10 years' time, it could be worth 20 million. In 30 years' time, it could be worth 30 or 40 million. So that is how we have to look at it.
By that time, I will be gone.
But it's not about you in your lifetime, just like how your grandparents.
Maka, you're selfish.
Like how your grandparents they make it about them. They made it about being able to pass on. All right, we're gonna take this up with Maka afterwards, Nicole. All right, we have to.
We gotta deal with him.
Me, Nicole, I selling.
Maka,
So about what you could do within your lifetime.
I'm selling, going on a cruise, enjoy myself because I'm 63 years old.
And if you have children, they will fend for themselves.
They will get a portion of the money.
But you get to benefit. You get into benefit from what your grandparents worked hard for.
At the end of the day, somebody has to benefit. Somebody have to benefit.
Nicole, we're going to take it up with him afterwards. We have to head on out. All right. Time for this video is 7:36. We have to head directly into today's traffic talk.
Nothing else sounds as good as
WEFM.